So that's where you can see there's a benefits, customer benefits. Then they will see, okay, developers or startup companies, if they want to see that, what if there is any new technology, anything, of course they can always look at widget as one area where they can quickly come out with applications. And widget is not like, it's the look and feel is same like your, the website, but it's a very simple, feature, maybe just a small part of the web page which you are doing, maybe a specific service that you are providing from your website. So that kind of thing. So then it's a standalone application. It resides on the phone, the client. Because when you download the web page, you are downloading the entire thing from the server. But here you're not downloading that. Your client is sitting. It's only fetching the data and then showing to you. So it's very easy to develop. Anybody having widget experience on the build widgets for PCs, Macs, they can easily port it to the Mac. It's that easy. And it's not that you have to build for years, months, or maybe years. It's just that weeks or days. It's that easy. And if you know the tricks, you can really come out with widgets. Like, you can target some branded companies, come out with widgets. We also have support for advertising engines. We can, if it's a branded widget. Of course, we don't support on the long tail side because it's something we have to see if revenues are coming. Of course, if you are working on the branded widget, you can always approach me. Then we can help you get how to put the ad things inside. So how to show the ads, maybe just before the launch of the widget, after the, or maybe you have something scrolling over there on top of the widget. So the thing is first thing is downloading this widget for a specific purpose and using that. And if you are pushing some ads, the kind of the hit rate is much better than just pushing directly the advertisement. So if you combine it with something else, we anticipate. I'm not saying that it will work. There's a magic here, but we say that maybe this is the best way to target the mobile advertising. So there are different types of widgets, accessory widgets. Sorry, you can't read that. Accessory widgets basically something that's already available on the phone clock. You can also come out with widgets for that. Application widgets, games, address books, and the information widgets, weather stocks. I think this is a critical thing, the information widgets, because we all need information at the fingertips. We want to have it at our fingertips, maybe in few seconds, because we don't have the time to wait for a minute or two. I mean, I can take an example of a stock market, how it behaves in the market every day. And looking at the volatility here, if you don't get the information in 5 minutes, probably you miss out the chance to buy or sell it, right? So if you have a widget and if you are getting that information, because you can always say what stocks you want to look for, and then immediately you can take a decision. So your purchasing decisions can be made, based on information. So widgets will become a very critical factor in, at least I would say that in India, we can say that a lot of widgets, there's a potential for widgets because we do not have 3G yet. It may be coming, of course, in the future. Even if 3G comes in, it's not something that every handset will be 3G enabled, and every rural or remote place in India will be having a 3G coverage. But still, there will be GPRS and other networks. So for them, widgets will be a great help because they can get information. And you can think about widgets from anywhere, health or agro, not just only widgets for the high end. You can also look for creating widgets for the bottom of the pyramid. Because technology, yes, they are also using some very high-end phones. It's not always the low-end phones that because if I go a lot to the rural side and I talk to the people and most interestingly when we did our consumer insights and market surveys, we found that India is having 60% of the market is identified as image seekers or style leaders. They will buy the phone, but they don't know what to make use of that, how to make use of that. But if you have a compelling service, definitely. Of course, another thing that was touched upon in the morning is the discovery. Of course, it's also very important that we need to find a way to see where these applications are sitting. Otherwise, operators have tons of services, nobody knows how to use those services. Education, discovery, awareness, all are very critical for Indian consumers. Of course, we are also working on a lot of distribution models, like very interesting models, maybe like something that nobody has thought about it, but it will work because these guys probably have the best channels to deliver live. So yes, we also have deployment channels. If you are wondering is it all talk that Nokia is doing, or We do have deployment channels as well. If you have an application, if you're looking for business, if it's an innovative application, you can always come to us. We have the download channel. I think MOMO was talking about that. So we have a download channel. We have try for free, which means that because it's not so easy for you to go and sell directly in the market, right? Because nobody will just say that, oh, I love your service, I'm going to pay straight away. So one way of seeing is to see if there is a traction in the market. So what we have is like the try for free allows the consumers to download that specific service application from our folder, and then if he can use it on a trial basis, free of course, for 3 to 4 weeks, and if he likes it, he can buy it. So it's like, that sort of a model also we have. And of course there are, as I said, like we're working on the mobile ad, which is another potential revenue model, like or business model you can also explore with us. So just a bit on how do we actually work with the long tail. Of course we have also focused both for the short tag as well as the long tail. So when it comes to branded companies, who wants to create a product or anything, so we help them on a separate level. So we help them to launch these products. Of course, we also have channels for long tail developers, like who wants to kind of launch their products and services in Nokia. We also work with them. So www.mosh.com. So that's something that you can submit your application, you can share with the rest of the community, and then you can get some feedback out of it. And we also study these things, like the statistics, what we get, what application is mostly downloaded, and then we contact these developers, and then of course the next is to work out the business. So we're working on it. I think in the next coming months you will see more open models coming. Of course you also know that we have acquired the Symbian Foundation, and so things will be slightly different. And so there will be a lot of opportunities out there. Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of you are working already with the Forum Nokia. So we continue to do our support here, and so we understand here that it is going to be the third-party developers who are going to drive the innovation, and we are driving the innovation together here. And just before I finish my presentation, I just want to leave with this slide here, which shows that I come across a developer here. I would say an inventor, not a developer, who has used the basic phone, costs 1100 rupees in the market, and he come out with a solution where you can use the phone to trigger this electric pump set to power on. And how he is doing it is, it's not an application, he's not putting anything, and when he is building this service, is taking a lot of things into consideration. The cost, then how do the commercial viability of it, the key thing. Because a lot of times people think about using the phones to kind of monitor or control the pump sets. So this solution is something that's already commercially in place, and this farmer has sold some 15,000 units already. And so imagine and it's cost something like 2,800 for the entire solution. I think this is not a great money. Anybody can buy. But if a rural guy, a farmer, if he's getting this solution, he's saving himself from the trouble of waking up middle of the night. Because in India, it's not about at what time the electricity goes, at what time it comes, something like that. You don't know what time. So these guys wake up in the middle of the night, going through 2-3 kilometers, walking through the bushes, all the inclement weathers, and you don't know what sort of things they'll be seeing. So, but that's a great thing. A lot of farmers are benefiting. So of course what we are looking is